Hi, my name is Steve Snap. I'm the founder of CloudArc, and I'd like to give you a brief overview of what we call Salesforce Health Check. Let's start with the basic purpose of the Salesforce Health Check. At CloudArc, we walk you through the health check to help you clearly identify the key problems you're trying to solve in your business using Salesforce. We also want to help you align your software investment in Salesforce with your business goals. Historically, we have found many of our customers have purchased too much technology which doesn't fit their business needs. They end up with functionality and tools that their businesses or their users won't adopt or simply don't need to accomplish their business goals. This excess cost with no return radically increases your risk of not meeting your business goals simply because your software investment is so expensive for what you actually need. We have other video content on YouTube as well as blogs that speak more to this, but the takeaway for you to leave this video with is this. We do what we can through our customer onboarding process to ensure that you're able to see a path to generate 2 times of profit for your software investment in Salesforce. We won't oversell you on technology and software licenses that you simply don't need. We'll help you to identify the right level of technology for your users and work with you through the onboarding and adoption process. So we approach any of our health checks for Salesforce users with a 3-step process that involves a 1-hour phone call, some time offline that we use to process the information gathered during our call with you, and 3, creating and sharing a report with you on our findings from the health check that may be used to help inform how you use Salesforce going forward. I'll spend the rest of this video talking you through these 3 steps. So step 1, the 1-hour call. During our initial call, we will outline some of your basic objectives and business results that you expect by using Salesforce. We will then take a quick look at the actual licenses you currently own with Salesforce and your contract term. So I wanted to show you real quick in Salesforce what we'll look at in our first phone call to really look at what your current licenses are, what you're currently using, and your contract term. Now I'm in Salesforce Lightning here. I'm going to go into Setup. I could do this from Lightning or Classic, just depends on your preference. But I'll go ahead and just click the Setup option here, and I'll go ahead and log into Setup. So once I'm in Setup, I'm going to go ahead and just type in company information right here in this the search bar, and it will filter out all my choices and it'll bring me into company information. Now there's 3 things that I want to look at in company information. The first one is what licenses am I currently using? So in this example, I'm in one of our demo orgs. So we've got some Sales Cloud licenses, which are known as Salesforce. And then we also have Salesforce Platform, which we'll talk about Salesforce Platform more when we chat about license reductions and cost savings. And what you can see here is my contract term. So this is when these licenses will expire. And that's a really important date because if you want to make any changes to those licenses, we need to actually let Salesforce know that before your contract auto-renews 30 days before this date. So we'll talk more about that in our findings report. But the big idea here is, in this example, if I had changes that I wanted to make, I'd want to identify those changes probably early July and then notify Salesforce of those changes sometime in that early part of July. Okay, so this is where I identify the licenses that I have and my contract date. There's another place called your shopping cart where you can see what your actual prices are. And we will definitely look at that in our meeting. I'm not going to show it here in the demo just because this is a demo org and it doesn't actually have a shopping cart. But the point is we want to know what you're spending for what license type and what your contract dates are. Now, this is where we see what you're currently purchasing, but where do we see what you're using? And if we come over here to used data space, there's a link right here where we can click on what we're actually using. Now again, this is a demo org, but you can see here what objects you're using. And so some of these might be custom objects, but you can see exactly what you're using and how much data. And this is another aspect of figuring out what do you need. So if you're not using objects that are included in, let's say, your Sales Cloud license, there might be a reason for that. Maybe there's some training and things like that you need, but the other reason might be you don't actually need it. So looking at what you are using, what you may want to use, and what you currently paid for is all part of that health check process. Additionally, we will look at what your actual usage of Salesforce is. This is where we normally find the biggest disconnect. Meaning, in many cases, our clients are spending money on features that their businesses are not actually using, And depending on the contract term, this is where we can usually make changes that will reduce costs to better align with the results you're generating. We'll also introduce some concepts to you around what we call our results framework. We use this framework to help businesses identify exactly what features of Salesforce they currently use, as well as make note of features they may not be using, but could incorporate into their business to create results. In step 2, we'll take some time on our end to analyze the information we've gathered during our call with you. If we have any follow-up questions, we may reach out to you in an email for clarification. This way we can ensure we understand the outcomes and objectives you're striving to accomplish with Salesforce, as well as how you may not be meeting those objectives with your current Salesforce configuration and software investment. Then in step 3, using the concepts and principles we shared with you in our call around results framework, we will generate a report for you about our health check findings. In the report, you will find a license recommendation for you based on the information that we gathered in steps 1 and 2, as well as a preliminary set of suggestions about how to start generating value. Remember that 2x profit I talked about. So by either reducing your input cost or increasing your output, we generate that 2x result. All of this information offered in the report will be informed by where we've located you on the results framework. In general, our experience is that for the vast majority of customers using Salesforce, we recommend a short-term reduction in your license expense. This is typically a duration of 1 to 2 years. And this reduction in license expense means less technology from Salesforce. However, it enables you to refine your internal processes and user role definitions. It also really helps to solidify your business objectives that you seek to accomplish with Salesforce. And once those elements are thoroughly articulated within your business and you've had a chance to refine your user experience, you can then revisit adding more Salesforce technology back to your license. So the guiding principle in all of this is starting small and really exercising the basic functionality of Salesforce across all of your users. And once that's accomplished, adding technology features makes more sense as you're able to get more and more value from that Salesforce investment. Let me walk you through the outcome. So using the 3-step process I just described, our customers typically can reduce their Salesforce license costs by about 25%. The report we will generate specific to your business usage of Salesforce will provide recommendations about what technology in Salesforce you need and what's most useful. We will also provide additional recommendations to you about how you can reduce your business risk and steer clear of unnecessary licenses, features, and customizations while maximizing Salesforce's most basic functionality. Finally, some thoughts to leave you with. These might be helpful to you if you're wondering what's really ideal for your business. And a health check is really about nailing down what your business needs and making sure the technology you're paying for meets those needs. If you need to change over time, technology can always be added, but having a suite of technology that goes unused can be very costly. So if your Salesforce license costs your business more than the return you're generating, then it's time to look at your implementation. Remember, with SaaS technology, it's always very easy to add capability when you need it. And as I mentioned a few minutes ago, a simple guide we use for determining the sweet spot for your technology implementation is generating 2 times the cost in some kind of return, profit, etc. And if you're spending $1 on your entire Salesforce solution, then you should be generating $2 of profit or return on investment. And if you're not generating this, then it's critical to identify why and to right size. So I like to say, don't buy $10 of software to buy a $1 problem. Solve the $1 problem, build a complementary culture around the people, process, and technology, then move on to the next problem. Now, I look forward to going through a health check with you to help you optimize your business's use of Salesforce. To take the next step, complete the information requested on the health check form, and we look forward to chatting with you. Thank you.